I'm currently in the mood to yap, so I just want to get some things off my chest, and let's start with my mania and how it started. Okay, so I don't know, there are a couple ways that I feel like it started, but I'll just tell you like one or the two, and I don't know which one came first. One, I remember I was in my kitchen. I can't really remember the details, but I somehow entered a trance. I was washing dishes, and I think the dishes put me in a trance, and I felt like I was having a conversation with God. You know, sometimes you have thoughts, and your thoughts are just running, and you never really pay attention. You're not aware of your thoughts. This time, I was aware of my thought, and it felt like I was responding to my thoughts automatically without thinking. And then I realized, like, holy shit, I am having a conversation. So when I realized I was having this conversation, I stopped doing the dishes. The dishes had to stop. And then for some reason, I just started walking around my countertop, just putting myself more in a trance, just keeping the trance going basically. And somehow I ended up looking up Bible scriptures on my phone. So for example, I would go to the book of like John chapter 3. I don't know why I thought of John chapter 3, but we'll just go with it. Like I would look up John chapter 3, and for some reason, it would be like me and God are having a conversation through the Bible. God is telling me things, and like basically a lot of it was just confirming like you are allowed to be gay. Like you can be gay because of like a verse, like your parents knew who you were before you were born or whatever, or before your parents knew you. I don't remember the exact scripture, but it was stuff like that. And now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of felt like an initiation because at the time I didn't think about it that way. But you know, when you're younger, and it was around COVID. So around this time, like I'm questioning, is God real, or like questioning religion and everything. And so it was one of those confirmations like God is real, like you are not crazy. So I was super excited. I'm like, oh my God, how do I keep this feeling going? I don't remember too much about that time. I just remember that one of those instances. But that was one of the things that really like locked me in and be like, okay, God is real. Now, the second thing that happened was I went to Santa Barbara with some friends because one of my friends lived in Santa Barbara because she went to UC Santa Barbara for track. So we went there to go pack her stuff and take it back home because, like I said, it was during COVID time. So her parents were paying rent and like she wasn't living there. So go get your shit and like move out that crib. And so she had an apartment on the beach or whatever. So we're like, okay, let's just take a road trip. And I just had this weird idea to like take acid, take LSD. Like I'm with my three homegirls or whatever. Like it's gonna be a good time. So I took the LSD and I really didn't have a trip. Like I did not have a trip. It was like not boof, but I didn't have visuals. Everything was just bright. You know, everything was just brighter. My thoughts, I didn't really have thoughts. I was just very in the present moment with everything. So I kind of thought like, oh my God, this shit was ass. But I thought like next time I'll probably just take two. But I really didn't think about taking it after that. It was kind of like, okay, whatever. That was a shitty experience and like let it go. But little did I know that the LSD, although I didn't see visuals, because when people talk about psychedelics, they think it's like it's always a visual thing, but it actually kind of changes your brain chemistry, and my brain chemistry was fucking changing. Like this shit was going a wire. Like I came out the closet, like I was spending time in nature, and I didn't understand why this was happening to me. I was just doing it. I wasn't really thinking about it. I was like, I want to be in nature. I stopped kicking it with my friends as much. I would just rather be alone, and like I wanted to practice meditation. Bitch, I wasn't even thinking like you tried acid. Like this is the acid. It's still working. Like it's still there. It just doesn't stop. So after the fact, I realized, holy shit, it's the fucking acid. Fast forward to whenever, I don't really remember, but I was kicking it with my friend one time, my best friend, and we were in the car, and I was like, I think I'm gonna come out of the closet. And she was like shook. She's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you like, where is this coming from? Are you sure this is something you want to do? She was just really worried because I was African, and she understood like this is, and she already knew, but it was like, this is like crazy. Like, why do you want to do this? And I'm like, I think it's just time. So I came out of the closet, and that was an experience within itself. I'll probably talk about that later, but it felt like to me, I died. To my family, I died. It felt like I wasn't the same person. I wasn't the person that they thought they knew anymore. And I think coming out of the closet kind of broke a veil. And usually when you go through like a traumatic experience or something, you do like a big change in your life, I think it tends to awaken you, because people can be awakened from like a bad breakup, someone dying, like things like that. But I never thought like me coming out of the closet would be that big of a deal to the point where like my reality would change. So I came out of the closet, and I know it like was changing my family, and like they were thinking in the way that like, what the fuck. But I also didn't think like it was affecting my friends, like my guy friends who I've been kicking it with and stuff like that. So I was just so focused on like my mom and like how everything, it was just a crazy time. Like I really can't remember the details, but I just remember like my life was just doing a whole 180 really fast. Like that time of my life was, she was just happening. It was just happening. It was just happening. A lot of spiritual things were going on that I wasn't aware of until after the fact. Some of the things I was aware of because I was like reading the Bible all the time. Like it felt like I was going through like a spiritual warfare. I'd be hanging out with my friends and I'd be reading the Bible. I'd be like at home, I'd be reading the Bible. I'd be watching like scriptures or like sermons on YouTube. It was that fucking deep. And then fast forward, I started doing hella psychedelics. Like I started taking shrooms off the fucking wazoo. When I mean taking shrooms, bitch, I'm taking shrooms every fucking day because I was trying to find God. I was trying to find this universe. I was trying to understand. I was trying to get that feeling that I had. Mind you, I wasn't on anything when I had that feeling. And that's why it's so hard to know. Like, did I have the feeling before I took the trip or was that feeling because of the trip? My dates around that time when I was manic blurred. I can't really remember like time frames of everything, but I do remember me like taking hella shrooms because I was trying to connect with God. I had this feeling and I was talking to my coworker about it and I was like, it's hard to say that I was a drug addict because to me, I didn't really put psychedelics in the same group as like heroin or like the heavy shit. Like I was just like, oh, like it's shrooms, so it's not really, it wasn't really an addiction. I was just trying to find this like feeling. And he was like, yeah, you were addicted to a feeling. That's what addiction is, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, like you're right. So yeah, I was trying to like see things and like I had like a couple of psychedelic experiences where I would like have these like crazy visuals, but it was nothing permanent. There was a certain feeling that I was like going for, especially when you come on the internet and you go on Reddit and you see other people talk about their experiences, and then when you see the veil a little bit, it's hard for you to not want to like explore more and figure it out. Like, holy shit, there is more to this life than meets the eye. So around this time when I was going through my awakening, people were also having their own awakening that I did not know about because I was so focused on me and like trying to be a YouTuber, and I was going hard on YouTube, and things were just like, my reality was just changing. Like my friends were being weird. They thought I was being weird, but like it was like I found something that I was passionate about, which was YouTube. So I was going all in, and I was never the type of person that would ever become successful tomorrow and leave my friends behind. Like y'all are coming with me. Y'all are my day ones, right? Like we spent so much time together. How can I make it, right? And then like leave you guys in the dust. You guys coming to me. But it's starting to feel like they felt that I was thinking I was better than them, or like I was gonna hit the lottery and like leave them behind. And I was just becoming someone that they've never really seen before, and they didn't understand what was really going on with me. So because of that and because of the drugs, that's where the thoughts of like everybody hates me, everybody's plotting against me, and like it was really hard when it came to me and my mom because I was already like feeling that she was having a hard time with my sexuality. And Africans, like, I didn't grow up around the whole like spiritual. We were very Christian, but my dad's side is spiritual. But because of how hard my mom was taking it, I started to think things like, is she gonna go to like a voodoo priest and like try to figure out ways to like make me straight? I just didn't know how desperate she was for her to have a straight son and like reverse whatever thing was going on with me. So I didn't trust anyone. I thought my mom was gonna poison me in my food. I thought she was gonna put something in my food that was gonna make me straight. Like I was scared the whole bitch. I got skinny. Like I got skinny. I had no meat. I was like, you could see my collarbone because I was so afraid to eat. Like she called the cops on me because she was so scared. I wasn't talking to her. I didn't want to be around her. I would like drive to San Diego. I would drive like out of town, just randomly pack my shit up, put it in the car. I'm like, I'm gonna go start a new life. Like I said I was gonna go to San Francisco and start a new life. And I think the ideas that were happening, like maybe you need to go to San Diego and have a like little weekend to yourself, enjoy it, like get out of this house and just like go to the beach, you know? But to me, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna pack all my shit and I'm gonna go live in San Diego. I'm gonna live in my car. I'm gonna get a job, and then once I have enough money, I'll get an apartment. Like I was going through it and I thinking crazy stuff. I drove to fucking Las Vegas. I got a job at fucking Planet Fitness in Las Vegas at a new gym that they opened, and the next day I literally quit. The next day I was supposed to go in and I quit. At the time I was supposed to like go in it for my shift. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. So yeah, I was really like having a hard time. And also at this time, I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anyone around me to really like stick with me, because at this point they're like, oh, this nigga's crazy, there's no coming back from this. Like, they couldn't handle it. So that's why I try to give them a lot of grace, because I can understand not everybody's equipped to handle such a thing. So they kind of just like left me high and dry, literally. So after that, there came a point, yeah, it got to a point where I literally had to just calm down. I think I didn't have any more money for shrooms anymore. Like, my friends were gone, my family wasn't really fucking with me. It was just me in my house, in my room, and like I had nothing anymore. Like, I was done. Like, it was like I had nothing to do but to sit with my thoughts. And like, my car got broken into, my car got stolen because I was doing DoorDash in the meantime, and I left my key in the car because I was going to get the food real quick and like just whatever. And I came out and my car was fucking gone. So I didn't have anything to do but sit in my room with my thoughts, making insane TikToks. I was going on walks and stuff. Like, I would go on a walk, I'd find a stick, and I would be taking the stick with me. Like, bitch, insane. And then I would like say I want to go camping, and I would take my like blanket and my pillow in the middle of the night. And I'm like, I've never been camping before, let's go camping. Like, why do we have to go to some nice place when we go to the park? Bitch, you're acting homeless. Like, this is how homeless people, this is what homeless people do, this is how homelessness starts. And my mom told me one time, she was like, the way you're acting right now, the way you're acting is probably gonna land you on the street. Like, you're probably gonna be homeless. And me and my mom, like, our shit was so fucking bad. Like, our relationship was so bad because like it was just so much like spiritual things going on now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, like, me and her, I was not fucking with her. And like, she, like, I don't, she, it was just really hard. Like, I also have to understand what she was going through as a mother. And here's one of the things that I did that I just remembered. I had a laptop that my dad got me for school when I was in college. Mind you, I dropped out of college during COVID. So my dad had got me a laptop while I was in college, and I sold it for shrooms. Like, I gave someone that I know my laptop for shrooms because I'm like, if I'm gonna be in this house, I'm gonna be getting fucking high. That is the day that I lost my fucking mind. I took the fucking shrooms, bitch. And when I mean I took the shrooms, I took a lot of the fucking shrooms. And it was fine. Okay, like, it was cool. And then I decided to smoke. Bitch, when I say I know what insanity, I've been to hell, and hell is not burning fire. Hell is fucking insanity. That is what I discovered that day. I was begging God. I'm like, oh God, please, nope. God was nowhere to be found. There's a Bible scripture where it was like, one day, or I don't even remember the Bible scripture, but it's something about like God just like turning away from you. That's what it felt like. It felt like God had literally disowned me. Like, you're not my child anymore. That's what it felt like. Nothing could help me. And then I had this Buddha statue that I bought. So after losing my mind for like 30 minutes, which felt like an eternity, bitch, I was jumping inside my neighbor's trash cans. You know, the ones that you pull out and for the trash people. I would go in there and I would just sit because I'm like, the thoughts. And it was even scarier because the thoughts that I was thinking, I could hear them, and they were like family members, you know? So it felt like my family was like cursing me, and like, that's why I was really not coming around my family like that either. So what happened was I finally like entered the house, and like I went straight to my room, and I saw the Buddha statue there, and I just started staring at it. I shit you not, I was just staring at that Buddha statue, and the thoughts went away. I didn't have any more thoughts. I was conscious. And that's why I have this Buddha tattoo, because I'll never forget. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really subscribe to Christianity, because that really changed my perspective. Maybe if I had a statue of Jesus, that would have helped me. A part of me thinks that would have probably made me go a little even more crazy. I don't know. But the Buddha statue really, like, what you would expect a Buddha statue to do while you're high, or like what the Buddha statue represents, is how I was feeling when I was off shrooms losing my fucking mind. It brought me back. It literally brought me back. So that's why I try to practice. I wouldn't say I'm Buddhist, or I'm like I participate in Buddhism, but I like the teachings. I feel like it resonates with me more after going through all that. But yeah, I lost my mind, and then like a couple months later during the summer, my dad decided to come to my mom's. He lived like 2 hours away, pick me up, and then take me to him and my stepmom's house. And I was there during the summer, and then one day I just was like, I'm gonna go back to school. Like, I was bored. I didn't know what, like, I had nothing at this point. Like, my dad was paying my phone bill because I didn't have any money. And even him doing that was, like, very surprising because I think him and mom were just like, whatever at this point. Like, they didn't give a fuck because they were going through it too. Like, so it was like, if he's gonna be losing his mind, like, he's gonna be on the street. Like, I really don't, like, they really didn't. It kind of felt like they even wanted me to be there. Like, they wanted me to lose my mind even more. Like, it was just crazy shit. So, I told my dad and my mom, like, I'm ready to go back to school. And they were like, huh? Like, you're ready to do what? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going back to school because what am I going to be doing? You know, like, I'm sitting here every day. I don't really want to go to work. Like, I got a job at Target, didn't really want to do that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back to school, and I need to go to school away from everyone. Like, I need to go figure it out alone. And it was also scary because I'm like, I hope I don't start doing psychedelics, which is another story for another day, bitch. So I moved 6 hours away, 4 hours away from my mom, 6 hours away from my dad, far away, and I got my own apartment. Thank God for financial aid. Thank God for financial aid. Those are the things that I'm like, oh my God, thank you, God. Like, thank you so much. Because I was able to use my financial aid to pay for my apartment. I got a shared space with like one other person, so I had 5 roommates. It was a 4 bedroom, and me and I was in a shared space. So there's 2 people in one room sharing a bedroom and a bathroom. We had our like twin beds or whatever. Moved in, and ever since then I've been in school. It's been about like 3-4 years now. I'm almost done. So it's just like I've never really talked about this like in this depth. I've never had anyone to really sit down and like listen and like share this story with them, and I've been dying to. So I was like, you know what? Like, I've been coming on TikTok and I've been seeing people share their experience, and it really made me feel like I was not alone, because for the longest time I felt like I was alone. I felt like I had no one. I felt like no one loved me. I felt like I was in hell. I felt like God deserted me. I felt like I didn't deserve redemption. I was beating myself up. I was thinking nasty things about myself. I literally wanted to die. Like, literally wanted to die. So I've been here ever since, and I've been better. When I first left and I got to school and I was in my own apartment, I didn't leave the house. Bitch, when I say I did not leave the house, I did not leave the house. I had a beard, I had a hair, like, I was still going through it at that time. Like, when I got here, I was still not okay. I was just managing. I was figuring it out. I was like, you know, God, da da da. I would lay in bed and I bought a rosary. I had a Buddha statue. I was anything to help, anything to help me. And one day I was just looking at it, and I was looking at the Buddha statue, and I was looking out my window, and I had like this it was like this internal conversation with God, or what I would assume to be God or whatever, or like my higher self, whatever you want to call it. I had a conversation with myself. It was just like, those statues aren't going to help you. Buddha's not going to come and tell you like, hey, get out of bed, let's go on a walk, let's go shower, let's go to the gym, let's cook something. That's not how that works. Jesus is not going to come down, appear out of the rosary there that you bought, and say, let's go to the gym. No, you have to get the fuck up, and you have to get out of that shit. And ever since then, I've been up. I wouldn't say I'm completely out of the woods, because I still be battling thoughts, and I still have the battle, and it's scary because I'm like, fuck, will I ever get my mind back? Will I ever get myself back? The person that I was before all of this. I crave that person. I crave the person that I was as a child. I crave who I was as a child, you know? So I was still battling with it, but after the conversation, after that realization, the epiphany, I started going to the gym. I would wake up in the morning, 5 a.m., go to the gym, like, hard. When I mean I was going to the gym hard, I was going to the gym hard. I think I did like 60 days straight of just like going to the gym, waking up 5 a.m. And one day I think I don't know what happened, but I didn't go for 2 days, and I just took a break, and I never really went back. And obviously I started going back again maybe after a couple months, but I wasn't going for a while. And so then I ended up getting a job, and I was now having to like go to class like in person, because my major, I couldn't have online classes anymore. They didn't offer. So I was able to get away with not doing anything and going to school in the beginning, the first like 2 years or so, because I had to like basically start from fresh. So I had to like go to junior college and like do my gen ed classes, and I could do all that shit online. But when you're taking like what's classes called, when you're taking like higher classes like 100 B or something like that, you need to be in person. So that's the reason why I had no choice but to go to class. And it was still hard. Like being outside was still hard. It felt like every day was still a psychedelic trip. I'm like, none of this shit is real. Like still, because I've already seen things, you know? So it was really hard. And even being around family, I didn't really want to do it because I didn't think they like fully forgiven me. But yeah, that's just my story. I think there's a lot more. Like I can go into details about specific things, but I just wanted to talk about like the experience and just have like a general conversation about it, because maybe it'll add to my healing. Although I still struggle, I'm just very thankful that I am where I am. I'm just grateful that I still have my sanity, because that's something that I took for granted. And even though I'm still struggling a bit, it's a lot better. I've come so far, and I feel like sometimes I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know what I mean? Like I'm still waiting for things to not go my way. I'm still waiting for the day that I'll wake up and I'll lose my mind. I pray that day never comes, you know? I still have thoughts that like people really still don't fuck with me that way. I have thoughts that like no one likes me. I be feeling like everybody knows that like I've done something bad in the past. They might not know exactly what I've done, but it's like I feel like I have this curse on me where like no one fucks with me. Like like God, sometimes I still be questioning, but I have this feeling sometimes where it's like, God, like that's not how God works, you know? So it's just hard, because I'm like, God, if you can forgive me, then like why can't everybody else? If you can see me and understand, because like I'll have thoughts where it's like explaining like I understand, you know, like I had this intimate moment with God. I've had many intimate moments with God, by the way, where it's like I understand, you know. That's why it's really hard for me not to believe in God. I might not be religious, but like it's hard for me to just be atheist, because I felt God. I've had experiences. So it's like I understand. So if I understand, why come these niggas aren't understanding, or they don't want to understand? They don't want to forgive me, you know? So I've just had to learn to like forgive myself and like hold space for myself and basically love myself. Like I have to love myself from scratch. I have to gain my confidence from scratch, because these are the things that I just naturally had. You know, like I never really had to learn how to be confident. I was just confident. If I seen someone, I would talk to them. If I wanted to be someone's friends, I'd be friends with them. Even if they didn't want to be friends with me, I'm like, no, bitch, you're going to be my friend. And guess what? We'd be friends. I wouldn't say like we'd be great friends, because here, like, do I have friends? No. But at the end of the day, like if I wanted something, I was gonna get it. So now it's different, because I understand how it feels for people to have to work on their confidence, because I have to gain back the audacity that I had, which sucks, because I feel like the audacity that I had when I was in the closet is the audacity that I need now that I'm no longer in the closet. Because if I had that audacity, bitch, I would be top, you know. But everything happens for a reason, because now it's like I think if I had that confidence, I'd be giving it to everybody, you know. So it's like things happen for a reason, you know. Like life happens for a reason. Not everything is as bad as it seems, you know. You have to learn to change your perspective and like spend time with yourself. These are things that I'm still learning. I'm still fucking learning. Sometimes it feels like it's 10 steps forward, 100 steps back, but I just have to keep taking the steps forward. I just have to keep going, because there's no choice. I feel like I don't have a choice. I literally cannot give up. I keep trying. It's not in me to give up. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm just hoping that one day I'll just wake up and I'll just be like, well, it happened. Life, it is what it is. And I get my consciousness back. I get my sanity back, you know? But I think I played off really well. But I'm still like battling with a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but I'm still battling with things. And I think I'm always going to be, I don't want to say I'm always going to be healing, but I'm always going to be learning. There's always going to be a lesson. I'm always going to have perspective shifts, you know. That's part of the healing, I guess. But I don't want to keep saying like I'm healing. I don't want to keep working. But yeah, man, these are just some of the things that, or one of the things that I've been through, and I really don't have anyone to like talk and like share this with. Every time I feel like I want to talk about it, it's hard, because I feel like it's easy for me to make people feel seen, but it's harder for people to see me. Like I can see people, I can make people feel special, but it's like no one really wants to hear me. No one really wants to see me. But I'm grateful that I have this, and I'm grateful that I have this passion, even though sometimes I'm like, God, give me something else. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit, because it's very healing. Like posting and talking about my feelings and like expressing myself, whether good or bad, positive or negative, sad or happy, it heals me, it makes me feel good. So yeah, that's why I'm making this video, because I'm like, I really want to get it off my chest and just talk about how I felt and just give my raw and honest appealing and perspective on it, because I really don't have anyone in my corner to tell me and show me like, this is how you looked, this is what was going on behind closed doors, when no one, when, you know what I mean, like I didn't have that. So I have to go off what I think, my perspectives for myself and other people. I have to understand why people aren't in my corner, and I have to understand why I behaved the way that I behave. I wasn't just lashing out for no reason. I wasn't just trying to be an asshole to people for no reason. I just wasn't thinking negative thoughts about people, because like you could have done one negative thing to me and I'd be like, fuck you, bitch, like you're conspiring against me. Like any small thing, even if you didn't do it in the present moment, I'll just remember something that you did, and I'll just be like, oh, bitch, like you had it out for me. That's what it was like. So it's hard, because I have to learn to forgive myself and understand that like I wasn't spiteful, but it also helped me to see my dark side. It allowed me to see my flaws. It allowed me to see that I was not this perfect person. It allowed me to see that I had issues that I needed to handle, and like things that I didn't think were an issue, but like it also brought it to the surface and brought it to the light, that I'm still like, oh wow, like yeah, you didn't mean to behave this way or whatever, but there were still things that caused you to act this way, you know? So yeah, just learning how to take it easy on myself and forgive myself. But I'm really grateful that I see people talk about it and post it, because it's people, if you don't experience this, you wouldn't understand. If this is not something you've ever experienced, or if you don't know anyone, if you've never stood by anyone who's gone through this, then you wouldn't understand what it's like. So much guilt, so much shame, so much embarrassment, regret. Like, oh my god, I can't believe you did this. Like, how could you do such a thing? This is you would you, this is it's not supposed to be you, but at the same time it's like, of course it's me, of course I'd lose my shit, of course I'd go crazy, of course, you know, it's like, oh okay, like it sucks that I did it, but at the end of the day it's like, who else if not me? Yeah, I'm able to say I've been to hell and back. I'm able to say I know what hell is. I've been there. I'm glad I'm not there, even though sometimes I'll be feeling like I'm still there. Sometimes I still be feeling like, God, please get me out of here, you know, but I'm still working. I'm still trying. I'm still trying to have faith, even if it's small. Even if it's small, you know, the little things. But yeah, I'm tired of yapping. I just wanted to get this off my chest, and hopefully I'll have the passion to talk about it more, and the time and the motivation, or I don't want to say it's motivation, but just I don't want to say it's drive either, but to just do it, just talk about it, just feel how you feel, and like say how you feel, because I don't feel like I'm heard. I don't feel people want to listen to me. But here it's like, if you're listening, if you've made it this far into this video, thank you. But you're choosing to sit here and watch, you know. So I'm gonna be grateful for it. But in real life, I don't think like I have anyone to really sit and like listen and hear me talk. And I'd be wanting to share it, but I don't feel like I have anyone to share it with, or share it to, or talk about it with, you know. So yeah, that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed. If you can relate, if you made it this far, I really appreciate. Comment how you feel, if you're surprised, if you're gagged. I did a lot of crazy shit. As I'm talking, I'm about to end this video, I'm still thinking about shit that came out, like it's coming to the forefront of my mind. I went to naked beaches. I posted an ass pic on my Snapchat story. I was texting like guy friends, like wanting to hook up, like just things that like I would have never done. Like, oh my god, I never thought I was attracted to you because we were friends. But then like I was on my like going through my things, I'm like, okay, well actually I do think you're attractive, I do want to hook up with you. Blocked. Like I was getting blocked like every other day. Like niggas was blocking me. Like old friends were just blocking me, like I'm not, like this nigga is crazy. Very embarrassing. You can understand why it's. And then also like as someone who was like popular, where I was like in a small city like Bakersfield, shit gets around, you know, like shit gets around. So I would go to places before shit really went bad, and like people will be giving me like weird stares, people that I know, and like, oh my god, I heard you're going crazy, crazy shit, crazy shit. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to talk more about like specific details and things that happen. But I hope you enjoyed.